All right, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate step-by-step how to file an LLC in the state of North Carolina. So for starters, just type into Google North Carolina Secretary of State and the search results will should take you to the first option here where these two highlighted links, business entity search and business registration, are the two links that you're going to want. So for starters, what we want to do, as you recall, is we want to make sure that the name of our company is available and not taken by anyone else. So what we'll do first is we will go and search and make sure that our company's name is available. So we want to search for a company and select how you want to search. You can select all words, any words, exact. So we'll just select all words. That'll keep it broad. And then we'll say that the name of our LLC is going to be Black Jupiter LLC. And let's search and see if that's available. Perfect. No search results found. That name is available and we should be good to go. Now, let's go and back to the North Carolina Secretary of State. Now this time we will select business registration. And this is where we actually start the filing. So again, this is the link to business registration on the Secretary of State website for North Carolina. If you scroll about midway down the page, you will see register your business online. That's the link that you want right here. So we'll select that. And the first page is going to ask us if we are filing or creating this entity in another state or another country, or perhaps it already exists and we are registering it to do business in the state of North Carolina. That is also possible, but in terms of filing and actually forming this, it has not been formed yet. So we'll select no, because we're not creating in another state or country. So the answer is no here. And then choose the type of entity that you wish to create or register. We want to select LLC, but it gives you a few other options here that you can select. We'll select LLC and select next. Will you be uploading your own creation document? No. That would be an instance where you are printing off the registration form and filling it out like in hard copy and then uploading it for them to review. But in this case, since we're filing online, the answer is no. Enter the business entity name you would like to register. Black Jupiter LLC. Now, as you recall, for the registered agent information, that is the liaison between your business and any communications that come from the state or from the court or perhaps a process server. So here in this case, remember the registered agent has to have a physical location in the state that the LLC is located. So here an entity on this list has given consent to be the registered agent. So we'll select that just for purposes of this demonstration. And let's just select this one. Next. Does the business entity have a principal office? Principal office is like the headquarters. So that will be the place, that would be the place where most of your business operations are occurring. So we'll select no, just for the demonstration here. Now, organizer is not the same as a member. So in this case, we would add an entity or an individual as an organizer. So if I were filing this on behalf of one of my clients, then that would I would enter myself as an organizer, but I would not be an owner. Now, basically the organizer is the individual that is forming this entity. So it can be the owner, but sometimes the owners like to keep their names out of it as much as possible, and that would be a case where an organizer that's not the owner can do so. Now let's just next. Company official. So is this official a commercial entity? No. So this is where you list out again, like who is the treasurer, the secretary, the controller, who's an authorized representative. In our case, since it's an LLC, we don't have to actually list all of these. We don't have to list who's the CEO. We don't have to list the controller and the secretary and the treasurer and all of that. Here is where they just want to know. They just want to know like who the owners are going to be, who the members are going to be. So these right here are going to be the ones you'll pay most attention to for the state of North Carolina. Managing member, manager, member, owner manager. Those are the ones you're going to want to pay most attention to. So in our case, we'll select managing member. And you can select a second title or a third title if it applies to this individual. So we'll just say, make up a name here. Okay, next. With business email address, so you can list a name, or I'm sorry, an email address for the business. This is probably the best email address that you would want to receive communication from the state if they want to send something to you directly. Please indicate when you want the document, aka the articles of organization, which is what you're filling out right now. That's when you want the business to become effective. So effective upon filing or effective at a future date. So that's if you want the business to be effective at some date in the future that's not today. So we'll just say select effective upon filing, and we'll list a random email address and select next. Now, here is where you would attach any other provisions which the business entity elects to include. Now, this is not required. This is just a case where you might want, you might want to upload any other document that you filled out. Could be an operating agreement. It could be, a document that lays out ownership interests. But typically, if I'm filing in the state of North Carolina, I'm not uploading anything here, and I wouldn't recommend it unless they specifically ask for something. So we'll just select next. And here is our signature page. This is where we will list the date that we're signing. So today's date is the 22nd. And I'm just going to type my name here, and we'll select next. Please look over the form below. And then this is where we check over. This gives us like a PDF printout of everything that we just filled out, where you can check it and make sure that it's accurate. And once you are finished with that, you select next. And you can ask for it to be expedited. I typically don't. The state of North Carolina is actually pretty fast. They're pretty quick with their response time, so I usually don't expedite in a business email to send receipt of filing. So this would be where you want to get updates, and then if you're filing on behalf of a client, enter their customer reference number here. typically don't do that, but we will select next, and that is where we will check our fees, we'll check our payment details, enter our payment information, and you will be good to go after that. Good luck.